Hello, just a short video detailing for you some aspects of the chapter this week, chapter 9, and also the work for it. Beginning with the reference to 9/11, which starts our text down a path of asking among the most important questions in our topic about war and terrorism. As it says here, what is the morally proper response to terrorism? Can terrorism ever be morally justified? And then perhaps even more philosophically central, are preemptive wars or wars of aggression ever morally acceptable? So if we move into the chapter, as they start out with a just war tradition, which is something that is a part of your work this week, is famously located, at least, a lot of the origin of it is credited to Thomas Aquinas, a fundamental Christian thinker of the Middle Ages, who asked the question of whether it could ever be justified to wage war. As our text points out, though, in this very good summary section on just war tradition, it's not a single theory, but rather a framework, and it comes from many different sources, Western and non-Western, religious and secular. So this is, as I said, a summary, but jus ad bellum is the right to go to war, that is what leads up to war, and then jus in bello, the just conduct during war. So very good summary here that, as our book points out, leaves a lot of open-ended questions that have been debated. Again, Thomas Aquinas dates to the 13th century, so debated at least that long, and certainly even longer. So I just wanted to scroll down to the articles, since your work really is focusing on them. So I am having you read these 4 articles. For some reason, the summary here of the given, or this listing, happens to leave out the one I also left out. So you're to read Granoff, Luban, Obama, and Paul. So Granoff is not specifically being asked about in the work, but he can be very helpful. Again, it's not an incredibly long article, and it's very useful, especially in connecting to the next article, which I do ask you about. So the discussion board this week, instead of going to the work listing, I'm just going to show you the prompt that it asks about. So Luban's article on terrorism and human rights ends with the final discussion question, which I have highlighted here. Following the September 11 attacks, the U.S. adopted a policy that permits preemptive war as self-defense. It's a different world, argued Colin Powell for the policy. It's a new kind of threat, etc. So the questions being asked discuss whether these developments justify preemptive strikes as self-defense under the just war tradition. If so, discuss under what conditions would a preemptive strike be morally justified. So again, it is raised by Luban, and I believe somewhat in Granoff's article as well. So we're skipping Jenkins, and take us down to the final 2 articles. So Obama's remarks in 2016 about gun safety, which also fit into this chapter, related to weapons and violence, etc. Obviously, there could be more even more focus on that in a different chapter, but our textbook subsumes it under issues of war and terrorism as well. So the essay quiz this week does allow you to see the prompts. So I am, again, have them highlighted here. Your choice of answering either number 1 or 2 here, both of which relate to the Second Amendment, quoted here, and the discussion that Obama makes of that in his article. So slightly different angle presented in number 1 and number 2. But again, as I say there, just to bump there quickly, you can answer either number 1 or 2. You could cover parts of both questions if you want. Make sure to support your answer by using Obama's article. Clearly and directly at least once or twice, and also try to incorporate, if you can, the chapter content, though that's not absolutely required. To that, and then finally, Ron Paul, again, a very short article, an individual who is in his 80s now, ran for president in the Libertarian ticket a couple of times in the last 15 years. Is well known for arguing from this angle, and again, in this case, talking about the wages of war and how conscription is part of it. So again, feel free to use his article. All of this is also building information for you to deal with for your final paper, which I will be relaying to you very soon as well. All right, that's all for now. Thanks.